Hey everyone, so we're back at it. Just continuing on from the last one. So I commented out the env var stuff, and what I'm really gonna do is do some refactoring because I commented out the logging stuff as well, and I just added in my config YAML the level info, and it works. It's not a problem. See, let's just hit up a few other endpoints and see how things are going. Info should be logged, but not the one below that. Yeah, debug and the others do not get logged. Do we have any issues with anything else? No, we're fine across all of our endpoints right now. So we're doing fine across all our endpoints. So I'm just going to continue refactoring. Um, First things first, I'm going to create a new file, call it logging.py. And, but where is it? Main.py. Just gonna move JSON formatter into that because I feel like there's just too much code right now in the main thing. Oops. Just gonna do it like this. Is there a way to refactor this from here? Oh, I can. Command Shift R. No refactoring is available. I'm just gonna cut paste. Good old cut paste. So we need to import logging. Import logging. From typing import literal mapping any uh, uh, from types import traceback type, import JSON, the, the okay, and then in my logging config YAML I say uh, I should call it something else, app underscore logging, because in the YAML, if I say logging dot blah blah blah, then it'll get confused. So I need to do app underscore logging dot. Let's test this out. Okay, we don't seem to have any problems. Let's hit up the root endpoint really quickly. Yep, no problems. So we've successfully moved the logging here. And then from main.py to do remove try after except remove the following and use unicorn logging file instead, already doing it. Remove and set level on root directory directly. Um, yeah. And then we don't need JSON anymore. Actually, I'm just gonna leave that as is for now, and then we'll take care of it in a moment. Because I'm sure if I just do auto fix, it'll clean itself up. JSON is not accessed, blah blah. Imported but not used. Remove unused import. So it'll take care of things itself. So right now I'm not gonna worry too much about formatting, even though it's complaining a lot at me. Set logging config. Let's clear that up. Just gonna read this file. I already installed Pydantic settings. Create the settings object from Pydantic settings, import base settings, set its values, and call it. Then when you create an instance of the set of that settings class, in this case, in the settings object, um, Pydantic will read the environment variables in a case sensitive way. So I'm just going to call it in a case insensitive way. Use settings, then you can use new settings object in your application on the server, settings in another module. Put these settings in, for example, and then use file.main.py, and then from .config import settings. Settings in a dependency. You can just add it and then call it and create it in root, which is also fine. For now, I'm not going to do that. And then create this. And now this is the part that I was confused about, the LRU cache. Now we create a dependency that returns a new config.settings. I'm getting another call. And we're back. So we're reading about the LRU cache. This is what I was confused about. Now we create a dependency that returns a new config.settings. From functools import LRU cache. And then we can require it from, so we can add it as a dependency. We can inject it as a dependency, that's fine. Settings. Settings and testing. Then it would be very easy to provide a different settings object during testing by creating a dependency override for get settings. Close get settings override. In the dependency override, we set a new value for the admin underscore email when creating the new settings object, and then we return that new object. Then we can test that it is used. So this is in the test client. The .env file can have .env file, and then you can set it up in the settings config dict. Create the settings only once with LRU cache. This is the part I wanted to read. Reading a file from a disk is normally a costly operation, so you probably want to do it only once, but then reuse the same settings object instead of reading it for each request. But every time we do settings func, a new settings object would be created, and at creation, it would read the .env file again. If the dependency function was just like, yeah, we would create that object. But as we're using LRU cache decorator on top, the settings object will be created only once, the first time it is called. From .import config. Then for any subsequent call of get settings in the dependencies for the next request, instead of executing the internal code of get settings and creating a new settings object, it will return the same object that was returned on the first call again and again. LRU cache technical details. LRU cache modifies the function it decorates to return the same value that was returned the first time instead of computing it again, executing the code of the function every time. So the function below it will be executed once for each combination of arguments. So yeah, return the results. Okay. Okay, so basically settings, and then if you want to use it in an advanced way, you can get it as and set it as an LRU cache. Okay, I think I'm getting it. Let's try and actually do it. From Pydantic settings, import base settings. Allows values to be overridden by environment variables. This is useful in production for secrets you do not wish to save in code. Okay, so we're going to call it class env vars. Inherit it from base settings. We'll go, what are the ones I need? I need logging level. I'm just going to set a logging level and dev env file. Logging level equals, oh, colon space int unsigned. Is there a from typing import unsigned? I'm just gonna say int for now, but I'm sure there's a way to dev env underscore file colon space. Also int. That's either a 1 or a 0. I'm gonna say bool actually. Um. Cancel. Let's control C this and see if that actually works. Well, okay, but what if I set it like this and don't give it dev file 1? Nope, that still runs. I want these to not run if these variables are not there. Oh, because I haven't instantiated it, so I think that's potentially why. We'll say env vars equals env vars, like that. Logging level dev env file. Um, process spawn process. Okay, so this is getting us in the right direction because I can see logging level is set, but dev env file is not. So if I go back here, boom, we are working. So this does work, does what it says on the ticket, which is nice, but I want to have a better, whatchamacallit, exception handling on that so that it gives you a very specific message. What is the name of this? Exception. Pydantic core validation error. Let's try this. Except validation identic. Let me see if I can validation error from pydantic import validation error except, where is it? Validation error colon print validation error sysexit 1. Let's do that again. Okay, that's not very helpful. Let's go into validation error, see what else I get. Pydantic core validation error. Okay, so if I just do print stir validation error, let's see what that yields. No. That just gives me some other nonsense. Is my thing even recording? Yes, it is. Uh, let's see what else I can get from the validation. Oops, I'm just checking random tabs. If I dot errors, let's just do that. As e because I just realized I was actually just raising the type. There you go, one val. Dev file field required type equals missing input value. Hmm. E dot okay. Print env bars dot keys. Prints the values to stream or to, okay, let's do calculate keys is deprecated. No, I don't want to disable it for this line. It's deprecated, the prime should no longer be used. Okay, then what do I do in place of keys? You know what? I'm just gonna, okay, it just prints out the class dot model num. Let's do this. One required positional argument self. Why is model dump not working? I don't understand this. Model dump Pydantic. Okay. No, it's still. Well, let me just check in base settings. Args. Oh my god, this is a lot. If I just trying to get like basically the dict. Trying to, it's from base models, so I don't understand why this is an issue. A mapping of compute field names to the respective compute field. Accessing this attribute from model instances and will not work in Pydantic v3. Instead, you should access this attribute from the model class. It's deprecated also. Jesus Christ. Dict is also. I don't understand why this call issue is showing up. It's because. Oh, that's. So I see what's going on. It's because I'm calling like that. I wonder if that'll work. It does not. Okay, so man, this is so irritating. There's like water dripping from somewhere above us onto the AC right in front of me, and it's just making so much noise. It's making it super difficult to hear. Field required, type equals missing, input value logging level 10, input type dict. Further information, visit da. You know what? I'm gonna go to this and maybe it'll tell me how I could print the missing values, because that's actually not in print log, but whatever. When there are required fields, try model, except okay. Missing argument, missing keyword only argument, missing. I don't want the type of the argument. I want to. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna stop because this noise is super distracting. I haven't eaten yet, and I'm gonna eat all day. Um, Sorry, kind of another nothing burger video. I'm sorry about that. I wish I'd moved forward, further forward in the EMV bars situation. But I think like once we're done with this, we're gonna be left with some cleaner code, like, cause a lot of stuff just gets tossed instantly, which is really nice. And I like that. So I'm looking forward to it. But for now, I think I just gotta log off because this is not making sense, and just I'm distracted. I'm hungry, I guess, as well. I'm gonna call it. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.